Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Let's get fancied up here. It's a good look. Kristen's having her salad in the background. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Hey, I'm Bruce Bishop, and I've never really had any dignity. This is Sean Bennett, who I used to think had some. Here we are. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Last Matt Report of 2019. Obviously excited to get it on. Matt Report brought to you by our friends at Cobus Insurance Center. Yeah, I mean, this is the Happy New Year edition. This is New Year's Eve. We're excited to get it going. As we may have teased last week during the episode, we're going to have on special guest Josh Lowe. Due to weather issues, he was unable to make it. We hope that he can be on a future show. But Bruce has been happy to, you can tell by the face, super happy to just
super happy.
step in and away we go.
Well, you know, I have a very extensive wrestling background. Few people know it, and
correct.
We won't go into it because people actually know wrestling and will know that I absolutely know nothing about wrestling. But I'm here anyway because Sean said, hey, help. All right, guys. So let's get to work here. We're going to start off with the top 3 performances. Probably should get rid of our...
yes, we'll put the
Happy
props,
New Year. Okay.
props to the side.
All right, props to the side. Let's get to business. Top 3 performances.
Well, we have to start with Nate Burnett of Illyria. Hopefully everybody got to read that story in the Chronicle. Brad Bourneville covered the Brecksville Holiday Tournament for us. Nate Burnett had, it can't be understated, just a historic run to championship there. Just 5-0 with 2 pins, captured the 132-pound championship at the Brecksville Holiday Tournament. He pinned Dundee, Michigan's Austin Feets, who was a 2-time state placer, in the round of 16. Then he wins 5-2 over Louisville's Davin Rhodes, who's a 2-time state placer, a state champion, and a Greco national champion out there in Fargo. You've heard of Fargo.
Yeah, and I hate that guy. I'm glad you beat him.
Beat him in the quarterfinals. Then 3-1 win over Davison, Michigan. Andrew Chamble, who's a 3-time state placer, a state champion, and a freestyle national champion out there in Fargo. So he beat 2 national champions to get into the finals. There he won 1-0 over Toledo Whitmer's Jack Haskin, a state placer, Division I state placer in the championship match. I mean, between those 3 guys, you're talking like 7-8 state placements, a couple state championships, 2 national championships. Just an incredible run for anybody. But Nate's, you know, kind of just picking up steam now. He's a returning state placer as a freshman. He's a state ranked. He's not nationally ranked, but he just beat a lot of guys that probably will get him on the national landscape.
That's cool. Good.
Next up, we have Daniel Buknavich of Midview. He went 5-0 with 5 pins to capture the 285-pound championship at the Medina Invitational Tournament. Obviously, again, a great performance by him as well. That's the 2nd straight year that he's pinned his way to the title at the MIT. And the MIT is a high-level, 45, I think, team field. Just amazing performance again. Pinned Sandusky Perkins, Sam McNulty in 4:10 in the semifinals, and Ashland's Jake Bever in 54 seconds in the final. So just another fantastic performance by Daniel Buknavich, who is looking to win a state title this year. He finished 5th in the state last year in Division I, so just a good, getting the kind of rolling. He's obviously wanting to peak right there at the end of the year.
So he's on track, he's doing well.
He's doing well. And then our last of the top 3 performances is Eli Caraballo of Columbia. He went 9-0 with 6 pins at the Vermilion Holiday Super Duels this weekend. He was named the upper weights most valuable wrestler for the event. Obviously, you can't do much better than 9-0 with 6 pins. That's a lot of bonus points. Just went in there and basically dominated the field. So obviously a great performance by him. So recapping the top 3 performances for this week's Matt Report again, Nate Burnett of Illyria, Daniel Buknavich of Midview, and Eli Caraballo of Columbia.
Good stuff. All right, so Century 21, Deanna Family Realty. Or I think it's actually Century 21, Deanna Realty, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a family run because the Mike Deanna and his a lot of his family members are there. But yeah, I think just Century 21 Deanna Realty works.
Good, because it says Deanna Family Realty on the side.
Yeah, I think I think we say it both ways, and I think Deanna Realty is the actual the breakdown. But anyway,
I'm trying to make Sean regret having to be part of this. Are you regretting it yet?
No, you're doing great.
All right, so My favorite move. Let's talk to everybody about that.
Yeah, it's going to be Midview's James Hutchinson. He's going to be doing. He's impressed me the last 3 years with this move. I've actually kind of mentioned this move before on the show and writing. It's called the blast double, also known as the bully double. That's what they kind of called it before. But the blast double is a double leg takedown where basically it's a power move, and he's good at that. He basically grabs guys, bull rushes them to the mat, sometimes right to their back to get those bonus points if he can, grab an arm or grab a shoulder and keep them down. So great move. We caught up with him a couple days ago, and this is Midview's James Hutchinson with the blast double.
Cool. All right, we're going to look at the monitor over there, and you guys can watch it here.
My name is James Hutchinson. I'm a senior at Midview High School, and my favorite move is the blast double. Alright, so what you want to do here, so I can stay low, get a level change going, so I don't know when I'm going to shoot. Bring the head down, it's very simple. When they come up, level change, shoot it, drive. One more time for speed.
All right. So again, that was my favorite move. Brought to us by Century 21 Deanna Realty, also known as
Family Realty.
Yes, that's right.
Because they're family.
Okay, so we're going to move on to a segment called 4 Days of Holiday Wrestling. And I know you were at these events out there at Medina High School and Brecksville Holiday. They went back to back to back to back to back. 4 straight days of wrestling. Medina Invitational Tournament was Friday and Saturday. The Brecksville Holiday Tournament was Sunday and Monday. And a lot of times that'll match up nicely because of they fall in between Christmas and New Year's, and they kind of have to work it through. So if you were a wrestling fan, you possibly got to see 4 straight days of high-level wrestling, because we already kind of mentioned Medina Invitational Tournament was a 40-some team field. Brecksville Holiday, I believe, was 48-team field. They bring in nationally ranked teams, 3 nationally ranked teams from Michigan. Illyria, obviously, is at Brecksville. They're nationally ranked. So that's some high-level wrestling. So we'll start with the Medina Invitational Tournament. We had 4 teams there, 4 placers. That's how tough that is. Only 4 guys were able to find the podiums at the Medina Invitational Tournament. 2 of them are a little bit not well known. One of them is Ruben Pina Lorenzano. He's a freshman at Firelands. He's making a name for himself because I think he's placed at every tournament he's been in. The other one is Drew Del Judas of Avon Lake. He's a senior. But again, as we've mentioned a couple times, this is his first year wrestling because he was a soccer specialist the first 3 years. So he also places in one of the tougher tournaments that Avon Lake's on the board with there. So
I actually knew that one too.
Yeah, Drew
I've
Dudgeon.
paid attention.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been paying attention.
And I just fallen asleep back there behind the camera.
I'm watching.
The other 2 placers came out of Midview. We already mentioned Daniel Buknavich won the championship at 285 pounds, and Andrew Fillion finished 6th at 145 pounds. So, great performances by those 4 individuals at the MIT. Then the Brecksville Holiday Tournament, we obviously mentioned Nate Burnett of Illyria winning that. Illyria as a whole, out of 48 teams, finished 3rd. Just an amazing performance. And again, we said there were national ranked teams there. Detroit Central Catholic won the championship. I think they're ranked in the top 5 in the country right now. Brecksville is ranked number 9 in the country right now. Illyria, I believe, is 15th. So just amazing performances by those 3 teams. And Illyria was without 3 of its, top-level starters, Colin Noel, Bryce Allison, who were both state-ranked guys, and returning state champion Peyton Fenton, who won a state title last year as a freshman, all out of the lineup for due to injuries.
And so how are things looking for them with injuries down the road here?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get updates on them. Hopefully we'll see them all back within a week or 2. Certainly before the sectionals is the goal.
Good stuff.
But without those 3 guys, Illyria still finished in 3, beat a Michigan team that was ranked higher than them, finished higher than them. So just a great performance. The Pioneers had 6 placers. We obviously mentioned again Nate Burnett winning that 132-pound title. Jake Evans won the championship at 182 pounds. He's having a fantastic junior season. Dylan Shaver finished runner-up at 126 pounds. Mick Burnett was runner-up at 138 pounds. Faced a kid, I believe, from Davison, Michigan that was ranked number 4 in the country. And then Ben Dorr finished 3rd at 195 pounds, beating the projected Division III state champion in the final. That's a great run from him. He's obviously known as an all-Ohio football player, but he's a fantastic wrestler as well, and he's definitely ramping up for his senior season here. And Enrique Munguia finished 7th at 152 pounds. So just a awesome performance by Elyria as a whole, and especially those 6 individuals. And then Avon was also at the Brecksville Holiday Tournament, which is kind of they're starting to, we talked about the Avon football team. Mike Elder talked about splitting his squads up to get more, work in. Avon's starting to doing that on the wrestling level like Elyria does as well. They send teams, a white team and a red team places. Avon was at the Vermilion Holiday Super Duels competing in dual tournaments, but they also sent individuals over to the Brecksville Holiday Tournament. And that's without missing 2 state placers in Cale Saxton and Jordan Greer, more injuries. There's just a bad season right now for injuries. Also, Fireland's Peyton Bergdorf, 3-time state placers, also out of the lineup right now because of injuries. So a lot of these guys are banged up and missing some time, so we're hoping they'll all be back soon. But yeah, Avon sent a handful of guys over. They finished with a placer, Mason Bingham, heavyweight, finished 8th in the heavyweight division. So he's a state-ranked guy now, another big football player. So that's obviously a good showing for him as well. Good. So obviously a great 4 days of holiday wrestling for the area.
All right, well, since I like to try to ambush people every time I get stuck being on this side of the table, let me ask you a quick question. How's everything looking this year? I mean, as far as our performances with the kids as we're moving towards.
Yeah, I mean, for like I said, other than the injuries, are kind of the big story right now. We're just missing. It seems like some of the top guys are missing. Everybody else is doing pretty well. I said like Nate Burnett's performance this weekend was kind of an eye opener, because he's a high level kid, but he took it to another level this weekend. As far as that goes, yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of good freshman performances. We talked about from Firelands. The Ruben Pina Lorenzano has been, I think, placing in every matchup. There's been a couple other freshmen that have been making some noise on that new Lorain County League teams, a lot of those teams. So, yeah, it's been pretty good.
Okay. Well, hey, we just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. We do have one unfortunate piece of news that we need to pass along, and I'm going to let Sean go ahead with that.
Yeah, obviously, I kind of posted it on the on my Facebook page today. Our condolences go out to the Campbell family on the passing of Jesse Campbell. He died after a car crash on Monday. He was a state champion in 2007. It was an amazing 2-year run that I remember very fondly. He battled Cameron Wade of Bedford Chanel 2 straight years in the finals, lost to him in his junior season, and then beat him his senior season. It was kind of a crazy finish. Cameron Wade ended up getting disqualified for some craziness after the match, and it was just a great run. And then Jesse Campbell immediately became a coach. And it's tough because he was a good dude, just went through a great transformation where he lost a lot of weight. He was a heavyweight, and I think he lost something like 100 and some pounds. Just a tough loss for the wrestling community, for the Campbell family, obviously, and for those 2 wrestling programs. So definitely our condolences go out to everybody involved.
Okay.
And the only other thing I have to say is today is my daughter's 18th birthday. I'm officially crazy old because I now have an adult child. I'm joining your club because I know you also have an adult child. So happy birthday, Stephanie. Happy 18th birthday, Stephanie. We'll be home tonight watching the fireworks again. So yeah, that's kind of my wrap on it. And obviously thanks again to our sponsors.
Right on. Deanna Family, Century 21.
Century 21,
Deanna
Family Realty, or Deanna Realty. And
Thank
Cobus Insurance Center. Obviously, again, those 2 groups do so much for the wrestling community, so we appreciate them as well.
Yeah, love the Cobos folks.
Yeah, so
huge. Both just huge supporters.
Yeah.
So
and thanks to Kristen and another little honorable mention to my wife. She provided holiday truffles for the crew again. So. And thanks to WOL again for setting all this up for us.
Look at us, we should play Auld Lang Syne behind it. We're all like getting sentimental here.
I am, yeah.
All right, everybody. Hey, seriously, we really, really do appreciate you guys. The wrestling videos are probably our most watched sports videos that we do all year. And while I personally don't know a whole lot about wrestling, he does, and I appreciate it almost as much as he does. So thanks, everybody. Have a great New Year and be safe.
See you in 2020.